What's up, family? Shout out to my parentpreneurs out here. Are you juggling business building and parenting and business building? That's what's up. So, this is video number 2, and we are talking about selling, creating a sales strategy for your company, your business. And it's so important, okay? It's so important. So, in my post, I talked about imagine being dropped off in a major city with no directions, assistance, strategy, nothing, but you have an assignment, right? Your assignment. And it's like, how do you think this would make you feel? And this is how a lot of sales reps are living in their lives. You know, the company sometimes trains you, sometimes doesn't, and you have an assignment, you have a quota. It's called quota. You have to produce this, you have to generate this much revenue, you have to bring in this much revenue, and then you get a portion of that, usually through commissions. So now as a business owner, you too have a quota. You have a quota of what you need to be making in your business to cover your life, cover your expenses, take care of your kids, pay your mortgage, whatever, and see yourself as a business that is viable and profitable. And you need to have a sales strategy. Okay, so I started this talking a little bit about social selling and law of attraction, and can you attract enough clients, and your energy and all that kind of good stuff. And people took me deep, which I loved. And here's what I want to say: law of attraction is not enough. You are going to have to go out there and introduce yourself on a very regular basis to new people who you think would be attracted to you. So that's what I'm going to say. In sales language, we call it prospecting. And if that's just too much for you, if that gives you anxiety, if that makes you feel icky, that's okay. Let's just talk about, we have to introduce ourselves to new people every single day who you think are going to be attracted to you. So these series of videos is going to be talking a little bit about basic, fundamental sales strategy for your business or company. Now, you can hire me to do that. I come into corporations and brands all the time where I talk a little bit about their sales strategy, their social selling. I particularly like to talk about social selling to get people to embrace it and to execute it effectively, and just their whole sales strategy and stuff like that. Do sales training, and I love doing that. So if you need help with that, get in touch with me. Okay, and you can get in touch with me by email, aya@egbuho.com, or you could DM me as well. So now let's talk about this. So how does this relate to your business? Selling is not easy. And I don't know if you know that most sales organizations, so when I say a sales organization, any organization that has a sales team, right? Whether it's one person, it's 1,000 people, they have a sales team, they have quotas, and so on and so forth. Across the board, regardless of industry, they usually have an 80% turnover rate year over year. What does that mean? That means, let's say you start there in January with 100 people. By the next January 1st, 80 of those people will have changed. Like, it's just such a high attrition, like just such a high turnover. And one of the reasons is because selling is not easy. I think it's simple. I think it's the world's best personal development tool, but it's not simple. And people fall off all the time. This happens in business because people will say, always have those numbers where X amount of businesses close within the first 2 years, 3 years. Why is that? Probably because they have a sales issue. They're not making enough sales, right? And so whatever you're selling, whether it's a product or a service, that is a sales issue, right? You have to ultimately get someone to buy it from you and get someone to get on board with you. Okay. So how does this relate to your business? Because if you don't have a sales strategy either, you don't have any directions, no assistance, no whatever, you're not going to get consistent revenue. And most of the time, you're probably going to throw in the towel too. You're going to throw in the towel too, and that is not good for you. So here is today's video is about pillar number 1. So I wanted to kind of go through some pillars. This is some good stuff that you can kind of create, some good ingredients. When you're making dinner, you like to cook. I like to cook. I like to cook. Hey, okay. I do like to cook. So I enjoy cooking. So this is not for the people who don't enjoy cooking. So if you do enjoy cooking, so much of your cooking is influenced by, is basically a result of the freshness of your ingredients, right? So that it starts there. It's not just your cooking ability that allows the meal to be chef's kiss. It's also the freshness of your ingredients. That makes such a difference. If you make something with fresh, amazing, organic ingredients, it's always going to taste better than even the best chef or the best cooker making something from not fresh ingredients, right? So to look at these pillars as fresh, raw ingredients, right? And then you are the creator of the recipe, you're the cooker, and if you need some help with that, definitely call me in and I can consult for your company. Okay. So the pillar number one is everyone does not need what you're buying. Pillar number one, everyone does not need what you're buying. This is very important. Everyone does not need what you're buying. Listen, when you're a sales rep, you learn this because, a lot of times they'll throw you out into the water and they're just like, okay, just go knock on some doors, go call some people. Here's a list. Like everyone knows this. It's so brutal and painful. It's like, and I don't even, and let me tell you something about the sales industry. Listen, because people go through so much drama to succeed in sales, it's like they want to keep it dramatic and hard. And I'm not for that. Sales should not be dramatic or hard. Like, I'm just not for that. We need to simplify it. That's why I love social selling, because it really allows, it does like a lot of heavy lifting for you. It does, I think, like 50 to 75% of the heavy lifting if you really put yourself out there and start to social sell. Okay. So because everyone does not need what you're buying, you are not wasting your time doing market research or client research. You're actually setting yourself up for success. If you are spamming people or sending 1,000 emails a month or 2,000 emails a month or calling all these people and you don't even know if they're interested, that is a waste of your time, a waste of your resources, and a waste of your emotional energy. It's just a waste of time. It's better for you to really tap in to who may need or want what you're selling, right? It's just better for you to really tap into that. Tap into what is the profile of who may need or want what I am selling, right? And it's better to target those people and only those people to get better returns on your investment when it comes to time, energy, resources, emotional morale, and all that good stuff. So that is super important. I want you to know that, and so sometimes it's like, well, where do I start? Well, what do you sell? What is who wants it? Who's the decision makers? Who's the check writers? So I'll give you like a little tip because this is important. The check writer may not be the same person that wants what you sell. That's so deep. That's like a gem. For real, if you got to this point in the video, I'm happy for you. So I'm feeling good about giving you this gem. I'm feeling good about it. The check writer is probably may not be the same person that wants what you have or needs what you have. So you always have to understand that who is writing the check and versus who wants or needs it. And then you have to make sure, like sometimes when you're talking to the person who wants and needs it, you're going to talk in a certain way. And then you're talking to the person who writes the checks, you're going to talk in a certain way. And it's very important to your success, your financial success, and your success of selling that you figure that part out. Who is writing the check? Who is paying for your product or service? And how can you speak in their language? And then sometimes it's not the same language as who actually needs or wants your product and service. Listen, that was dope. Come back tomorrow for some more. I love you. Bye.